In the following video, we are taken back to Babylon, the cradle in which was nurtured the basic principles of finance, now recognized and used the world over. When the good king Sargon returned to Babylon after defeating his enemies, the Elamites, he was confronted with a serious situation. The royal chancellor explained it to the king thus: "After many years of great prosperity brought to our people because your majesty built the great irrigation canals and the mighty temples of the gods, now that these works are completed, the people seem unable to support themselves." The king was thoughtful for some time. Then he asked, "Who knows the best in all our city how to become wealthy, Chancellor?" "It is Arcad. He is the richest man in Babylon. Bring him before me on the morrow." Upon the following day, "Arcad," continued the king, "our city is in a very unhappy state because a few men know how to acquire wealth and therefore monopolize it, while the mass of our citizens lack the knowledge of how to keep any part of the gold they receive. It is my desire that Babylon be the wealthiest city in the world. Therefore, we must teach all the people how to acquire riches." Arcad bowed and said, "I am thy humble servant to command. Whatever knowledge I possess will I gladly give for the betterment of my fellow men and the glory of my king. Let our good chancellor arrange for me a class of 100 men, and I will teach to them those 7 cures which did fatten my purse. The first cure: start thy purse to fattening." Arcad turned to a humble man who had declared himself an egg merchant. "If thou select one of thy baskets and put into it each morning 10 eggs, and take out from it each evening 9 eggs, what will eventually happen? It will become in time overflowing." "Why?" "Because each day I put in one more egg than I take out." "Do exactly as I have suggested to the egg merchant. For every 10 coins thou place it within thy purse, take out for use but 9. Deride not what I say because of its simplicity. Truth is always simple. Now I tell a strange truth, the reason for which I know not. When I ceased to pay out more than 9/10 of my earnings, I managed to get along just as well. I was not shorter than before. The second cure: control thy expenditures. How can a man keep 1/10 of all his earnings in his purse when all the coins he earns are not enough for his necessary expenses? Yesterday, how many of thee carried lean purses?" "All of us," answered the class. "Yet thou do not all earn the same. Some earn much more than others. Some have much larger families to support. Yet all purses were equally lean. Now I will tell thee an unusual truth about men and sons of men. It is this, that what each of us calls our necessary expenses will always grow to equal to our income unless we protect to the contrary. Confuse not the necessary expenses with thy desires. Therefore, study thoughtfully thy accustomed habits of living. Herein may be most often found certain accepted expenses that may wisely be reduced or eliminated. Budget then thy necessary expenses." The third cure: make thy gold multiply. A farmer, when his first son was born, took 10 pieces of silver to a moneylender and asked him to keep it on rental for his son until he becomes 20 years of age. This the moneylender did and agreed the rental should be 1/4 of its value each 4 years. The farmer asked, because this sum he had set aside as belonging to his son, that the rental be added to the principal. When the boy had reached the age of 20 years, the farmer again went to the moneylender to inquire about the silver. The money lender explained that because the sum had been increased by compound interest, the original 10 pieces of silver had now grown to 30 and 1/2 pieces. This then is the third cure for a lean purse: to put each coin to laboring that it may reproduce its kind even as the flocks of the field, and help bring to the income a stream of wealth that shall flow constantly into thy purse. The fourth cure: guard thy treasures from loss. Study carefully before parting with thy treasures, each assurance that it may be safely reclaimed. Be not misled by thine own romantic desires to make wealth rapidly. Before thou enterest it as an investment in any field, acquaint thyself with the dangers which may beset it. Consult the wisdom of those experienced in handling money for profit. The fifth cure: make of thy dwelling a profitable investment. All too many of our men of Babylon do raise their families in unseemly quarters. The money lenders gladly consider the desires of men who seek homes and land for their families. Then, when the house be built, thou canst pay the money lender with the same regularity as thou didst pay the landlord. This then is the fifth cure for a lean purse: own thy own home. The sixth cure: ensure a future income. I do know a sandal maker named Ansan who explained to me not long ago that each week for 8 years he had deposited with his moneylender 2 pieces of silver. The moneylender had but recently given him an accounting over which he greatly rejoiced. The total of his small deposits with their rental at the customary rate of 1/4 their value for each 4 years had now become 1,040 pieces of silver. I did gladly encourage him further by demonstrating him with my knowledge of the numbers that in 12 years more, if he would keep his regular deposits of but 2 pieces of silver each week, the moneylender would then owe him 4,000 pieces of silver, a worthy competence for the rest of his life. This then is the sixth cure for a lean purse: provide an advance for the needs of thy growing age and the protection of thy family. The seventh cure: increase thy ability to earn. The more of wisdom we know, the more we may earn. That man who seeks to learn more of his craft shall be richly rewarded. If he is an artisan, he may seek to learn the methods and the tools of those most skillful in the same line. If he laboureth at the law or at healing, he may consult and exchange knowledge with others of his calling. If he be a merchant, he may continually seek better goods than can be purchased at lower price. Thus, the seventh remedy for lean purse is to cultivate thy own powers, to study and become wiser, to become more skillful, to so act to respect thyself. If you like the video, please share it with others. Also, if you want to watch more book summary videos, please subscribe to the channel Entrepreneur Library TV. Thank you very much.